Alright guys, welcome back to this video. Today we are going to be talking about basic navigations. That is zooming, panning, guides, rulers and stuff like that. We're just going to be going through it step by step so that you can understand every single thing about it. Alright, I'm going to start with zooming and panning because that is the most intuitive. Okay, I'm going to start with that to go to other ones that might be less intuitive. So to zoom, of course, is to bring something closer. So let me just create a new file, okay, to test this out. So let's say we have an A4 document and we create it. And then we can, to zoom, you can click on the zoom tool right here, okay? Click on the zoom tool. To zoom, you just click in and zoom it in, or hold alternate and zoom out, right? And keep on clicking to keep zooming out. Is that okay? Or you can actually click and drag like this. If yours is not working this way, then make sure that Scrooby zoom is checked. So you can click on Scrooby zoom. If I uncheck it, I won't be able to drag like that. This is how it's going to be happening. If I'm clicking and dragging, it's just going to be moving like this. But if I turn on Scrooby zoom, you can follow my hand in and out as I'm clicking and holding my mouse. I'm doing this. It's going in and out. Of course, I'm holding Alt. If I leave Alt, it will still happen the same way. So that is just how it works. So just ensure that Scrooby zoom is turned on your system. Okay, so you can see other options here. For example, you can easily zoom something, zoom your document to 100%. So you click on this, it comes 100%, say fit screen or fill screen. You get it now. So you can actually use any of these to do it. Well, when I'm saying hold Alt, right, is to be able to switch between plus. As you can see, the zoom icon now has plus on it. Once I hold alternate on Windows, it's going to turn to minus. I think that should be options on the Mac. Then with this, that you can do the same thing here by clicking this. Okay, so you can do that and switch to plus or minus. Plus is to zoom in, minus of course to zoom out. Then for panning, you click on the hand icon here. If it is not showing on your own, you can click and hold and select the hand icon, not the rotate view tool, the hand tool, right? And then select it and you can move. To pan means you just move your document around your screen like this. You're not zooming in, you're not zooming out. You're just moving it left, right, up and down. So you're just panning over it like this. So you can do that. The shortcut for it is H, right? So let's assume you're working with the zoom tool and you zoomed your document somewhere here, but you don't want to zoom out, but you actually want to move this way. Okay, you can come here, click the hand tool and drag it this way. Okay, but the fast way to do that, the shortcut to easily switch to the hand tool and out is just to hold spacebar. So once I hold spacebar, it will switch to hand tool. I can just drag through, right, and drag up and down. So that way you don't have to zoom out first, right? Maybe fit on screen, then come to then use your hand tool, move it, use your zoom tool, zoom in again, bring hand tool, all of that. So you can simply use your space bar, hold it down, you switch to hand tool and all of that. So that is that for that. So it's as simple as it comes. That is how to use it. If you master this, it's going to help your workflow a whole lot. Next, we're going to be talking about rulers, right? Rulers are, first of all, the purpose of rulers, it helps you measure and align objects within your design space. Okay, that's offering you a reference point for size and positioning. Okay, it helps you align your objects within your design space and offers you a reference point for size and positioning. Now, what are rulers exactly? Rulers are what you're seeing on top of my on the borders of my, on the edges of my design space, right? Look at them here. So it helps you align your document. At least I know that this is from 0 to this and all of that. So if I want to put a document, if I want to put an item here and I want it to be the same space here, I can easily look at the ruler here and see where I can place it and all of that. But before I go into it, I'm going to show you how to activate rulers. Okay, I'm going to show you two ways. One is the normal way, second one is kind of a shortcut, right? So you can just go to view okay, and look for rulers here and just click on it. You see, it was activated, now it's deactivated. Now to bring it on again, you can go back there and do the same, or just press Ctrl R, Ctrl plus R, or Command plus R if you're on the Mac. To change the unit, right, you can see it has a unit from 0, 200, 400. If you want to change the unit of measurement on the ruler, you can right click on it and change it. Now it's working with pixels now, right? So between here and here is 200 pixels, between here and here is another 200, so from here to here is 400. Is that okay? So if you want to change it, just right click on the ruler itself and you'll be able to change it. If you want it to millimeter, you can change it. You see that it has switched to 0 to and all of that. Remember the size of A4, right? A4 is by width here is 210, right? As you can see it here, 210. So 210 by 297. Now look at it. If you come down here, you're going to see it. So it's like 297, just about that. So you see, so you can actually switch to any measurement you want. Now I'm talking about guides. The purpose of guides, or guidelines as some people call it, is to provide precise visual reference, that is to ensure consistent positioning across your design. Okay, so you can use guides to guide yourself, because you are a designer. Sometimes when you're thinking about how to make your design look good, you are not really considering your alignment. So personally, when I started with design, I'll look at the way I always start my work is this. I always keep this in pixels, right? Okay, so something like this. So when the way I start my work is, once I start, I drag this out. Of course, I'm already showing you how to create your guidelines. You can drag from ruler, right? You can drag from here, and anywhere you leave it is going to be there. You can also drag from here, right? If you want to put it down, you can drag it to here, and also for this side. Now, what you just saw me do now is how I start all my works, right? That enables me to have a margin, because I see designers, when they design, their design is flowing through the margin. There is no defined margin, or the margin is too small and all of that. So to make sure that I don't exceed my margin, I always create this. Okay, I decide the margin I want to use. I make sure they are equal using my ruler. Okay, these are not equal, right? So if I want to make it equal, I go to the move tool to be able to move these guides. So now this is 0, this is 100 pixels, right? Let me say I want to leave it at 200 pixels. Okay, yeah, 200 pixels. Then start from here again. That should be somewhere here, right? Yeah, here, 200 pixels. Then up here again, I can still do that. Am I right? Yeah. Okay, then up here, you can still do that for here, 200 pixels and 200 pixels. Now this is a very good stuff. This is something good you should really learn, a good habit you should learn. And when you're starting to design, it feels very boring to do, but I can tell you, if you master this in the long run, maybe after a year or two of your design, you might not actually need to be doing this. It will enter your head. Is that okay? So I want you to imbibe this now. Whenever you want to start a design, create guides. Even if when you see me doing mine, I might not really be creating it every time, okay? But create your guides to guide you, create your margin particularly. In fact, I started doing this way when I advanced a little. Normally, I would even create one for the center of my document. Is that okay? To help me know where I'm working. Now, this is to structure my work. At least I will be able to align things properly. So when you do something like this, you now know where the left and right, top left, and all of those things. I would encourage you to imbibe that habit. Okay, as you can see, these guides can be moved, they are movable. But if you don't want them to be movable, you can use Alt Control semicolon, right, to lock them down. This time around, I can't move them anymore. If you're on the Windows machine, Alt Control semicolon. Press that again, Alt Control semicolon. You can now move them again. See, the icon to move them is coming out. Okay. Then if you want to hide them or show them, right, you can just press Control semicolon without alternate. Control semicolon, and just like that. And you can hide and show them like that. So maybe you are working, you feel like you want to see your work without all these lines. You can just Control semicolon. All right, so that said, okay, let's talk about grids. Grids offer a structured framework essential for maintaining consistent spacing and alignment in complex designs. So if you're making a complex design, sometimes it becomes very difficult to maintain consistent spacing. If you don't space your work uniformly, it's going to look funny, even though your work is fine. Okay, so let me show you what grids are. So go to view and look for grids, right? Look for, okay, show, yeah, grids. Where are you? Yeah, grids or grid. So you click on it and it's going to come out this way. Now this enables you to know now these are small, there are big boxes, there are smaller boxes and all of that. So it can help you know how you can space your document and all of that. You can also use control apostrophe to hide or show them. Let's talk about customizing grids. Let me say I have a design that is this way, right? I created a background and the color of my background is not white, it is cyan. Okay, it is this kind of color. As you can see, it's becoming very difficult for me to see, my guides and all of that, right? These guys I drew, now I can see them out here, but inside the canvas I can't really see them. So how do you solve that? I'll teach you how to customize your grids, guides and all of that. Go to edit and preferences, look for guides, grid and slices. Now you can change the color of your guides here. So in this case I want to affect my guides alone, so I can change the thickness, I mean the kind of line it uses, or the color. So you can change it to red. So you can just you can play with all of these to come up with something that you like. You can change the subdivision, you can change everything here. You can customize the color to be this color, okay, medium blue and all of that. But I always like to leave my stuff as default, except I have to come and edit them. So you can control everything, the slices and all of that. Okay, so this is where you do it. You go to edit, preferences, guides, grids and slices, and then you adjust things the way you want. However, I'm going to leave my one as they were, so I'm going to press cancel, right, and bring it back and then delete this stuff. Okay, and of course I want to hide my grids too. I'm going to show you one more thing before we go. By the way, if you have not subscribed to this channel, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and click the bell icon so that you can get notified when I release the next video. Okay, so next, how to work with multiple tabs. Okay, now if you once you create a new let me say you create a new Photoshop document. Let me see, this one is this size, and you notice on top here there's going to be two tabs. Okay, these two tabs. Now how do you use them? Of course you can, these are two separate documents, you can be working on two of them at the same time. In fact, you can actually drag this out, right, and keep it separately. Maybe on top you want to be looking at both of them at the same time, you can resize it to the way you want, right, and be working on it at the same time. And these tools can also be used for them. So let's say I want to zoom this one, I want to fit this one on screen, so I'm just going to press the zoom tool, come in here, fit on screen, right, it's going to fit to screen. So I'm actually working with this with the same toolbar and all of that, but with on different tabs. But if you want to put this back, just drag it and bring it here and leave it, it's going to be clicked back, right? So as well, if you want both of them to be showing side by side at the same time, you can come to window, arrange, and then use two up vertical. So you do it this way. So this one will be here, this one will be here. You can use the zoom tool. When you save it on screen now, it's going to fit this guy, you're going to bring this guy here, and then this one too fit on screen and all that. So it means you can be working on two things at the same time. Is that okay? You can use you can use pan here. I'm holding space bar to pan around here. If I click on this one, I can use pan. I can't pan this around because it's fitted to the screen, but if I zoom in or zoom out, I can now use, if I zoom, sorry, I should be on this plus. If I now zoom in, right, I can now switch and now move them around. I think that will be all for this class. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel, and click the bell icon to be notified when I release the next video. Thank you very much, and I will see you in my next video.